Well, hello there, stamping friends. This is Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it's April 3rd. Yes, we've gotten through April Fool's Day, and now onward and forward to spring. Anyway, tonight we're doing our paper pumpkin workshop, and I'm really looking forward to taking a peek at our March kit called 10 Years of Growth. And this is all about celebrating 10 years of paper pumpkin. What a great project idea. What a great project in a box. And I really love getting these each month. They're just a gift that shows up on my doorstep, and I can't love it any more than someone saying, "Hey, you want to stamp with me?" And the answer is always, yep. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, flip the camera down, and let's take a look at the March kit together. So as I'm doing that, please sign in. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from, and I'd be very interested in hearing your questions and comments as we go through tonight's workshop. We'll just get everything set up here so that I make sure you can see my desktop and I can see your comments. And all right, let's get started. So as I said, this is a celebration. I guess that's how I'm feeling tonight. Time to celebrate. Look at this box. Wow. They come all the way from just a plain orange box to many times we have beautiful boxes that they come in as a surprise. And I'll just show you this time, everything was wrapped in gold tissue, which was so fun. And I'm saving this gold die cut material to use in the future. But anyway, this is our 10 Years of Growth March 2023 kit. And with each kit comes the instructions. Very detailed instructions. You know, you always see the projects on the cover here. So we're going to do one of each of the 3 projects. And there are enough supplies in this kit to actually make 3 of each card for a total of 9 cards. The instructions tell you how to gather your supplies together. I'll kind of show you what we all get in the kit if you're not familiar. And then project by project, there are detailed instructions, even down to the specifics of which type of adhesive and how much adhesive to use, what they suggest that you stamp. They actually provide on the back here, there's a QR code for you to see a video of them putting these projects together. Some alternative opportunities. What are the components of the kit so you can make sure that everything that you need for the project indeed has shown up in your kit. And coordinated colors so that you can use other things in your stash to make additional projects. Many times I make a lot of different things or get more out of my kit than the number of projects designed because of how I use them with my other supplies. But anyway, tonight we're going to focus on making these 3 projects. And then I have one other project that I'm going to make. And actually I'm going to do watercoloring tonight, and that should be fun. So we'll go from here. The thing about this kit, which was so wonderful, is we actually got 2 stamp sets. So they sent a free, very nice stamp set, and that's what I'm going to be using for my, here, if I put it on here you can see it better. I'm going to be using for my alternate card tonight. And then every paper pumpkin comes with its own kit. And I have some of these things already mounted on acrylic blocks. That's why they're not with those stamp sets. The stamping spot, which we always get at least one, is polished pink. And then we received some dimensionals as well as adhesive dots to use in our project. It came with card bases. Aren't these pretty with the gold foil? And then other kind of die cuts. We've got envelopes that have the very pretty envelope flaps. And there were a number of die cuts which I've already punched out, and I put the ones together that I needed to make the cards for this evening. So I'm just going to set this aside. The stamp set that we're going to be using is photopolymer, so I have my Pierce mat ready to do that. And we'll go ahead and get started. Let me just take a peek who's here tonight. Oh my gosh, you guys, no one has signed in yet. So if you can please put your name and where you're watching from, that would be wonderful. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on this first card project. So let me get this over here. We've got our stamp already on the acrylic block. And one thing I did to kind of speed this up a little bit this evening is I did go ahead and put all of my adhesive on the die cuts, and I'm going to actually need to take all of the adhesive coverings off of here, so that'll just take a minute. So this one, we're going to go ahead and, after I get all these pieces of adhesive off, there is a label for our sentiment, which we're going to be stamping in our polished pink. So lots going on with Stampin' Up! Right now. If you're a demonstrator, you know that we have been able to see the new catalog online. Lots of fun stuff coming. You've probably already heard about the color refresh. So we have a number of retiring colors from our color families. We have returning colors. So there's 11 colors retiring, 7 colors coming back, 4 brand new colors, and we'll be having a new set of in colors, as well as 1 set of in colors retiring, except for Fresh Freesia is going to become part of the collections, which is kind of exciting. A reminder, if there is a favorite color that you have, making sure that you have the cardstock and the ink supply, re-inker, as well as an ink pad, markers, blends of those colors that are retiring, because the thing is, they're going to go really fast. The ordering period for those opens tonight at midnight Mountain Time. So just FYI, and you can go online and put in your online order, or you could call me tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to be up at midnight putting in those orders, but you're welcome to do that if you're awake and want to get certain products. And there will also be a number of things that are retiring out of the catalog, which are going to be, their sale prices become available at midnight Mountain Time tonight as well. Some as high as 60% off. So if you're interested, take a peek at those. You can go on my Stampin' Up! Store and take a look at that, and I will have some more information out about that tomorrow. So that's kind of exciting. And then we'll be, after this time of getting all those last minute opportunities, you know, we'll be focusing on getting catalogs out to people. So let me know if you need a catalog. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you out in that regard. So let's go back to our project here. So let's, I'm going to go ahead and layer the die cuts as outlined in these instructions. So there's 3 different kinds of greenery that I had the adhesive dots on. And I have this beautiful card front that is, looks like a bookshelf. And I'll actually, I want to get my slide these die cuts off of here. Oops. And I'll go ahead and fold along the score line that they've already provided here. Where's my bone folder? So we'll go ahead and give this a nice crease. I'll tell you, as I was looking at this, I decided my alternatives are going to be made with the additional stamp set that was provided in this kit, because I love these cards so much. I'm making all 9 of them per the directions, which I usually don't do because I like to create new things. But this is so pretty, and these colors are so cool and unique that, you know what, I'm going to go with it and just share these beautiful cards with people instead of making different ones. So just taking the die cuts, and I have some adhesive on the different leaves. Not all of them, so some of them will stick up a little bit, looking a little more 3D. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, and they have gold foil on these dies. They're just so pretty. And then I love these pots. And look at how easy that was to put together all of that greenery with the pot on the shelf. And then I'm going to do my stamping now. Let's go ahead and just bring over the Pierce mat. I am going to use my own larger stamp pad because I save my spots for when I am crafting on the go. All right, and we're going to stamp this with "You Deserve the Best." So very fine font on this sentiment. So I'm just tapping it. Ooh. I want to make sure that I got it all covered though, and not the edges. Wow, it looks like I did get them. I'll tell you, my polished pink pad is pretty juicy, so I am going to be really careful here and wipe around the edges. There, hopefully I got that off of there. All right, and then just center it on my sentiment label, which was a die cut in the kit. Okay, and we've got our, oh boy. Tell you what, I'm going to do this upside down. I have a better chance of not getting the ink around the edges. There is still some on here. Okay. Let's try one more time. I'm going to have to move this closer to me to line it up. There, that looks a lot better. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to use my chamois over here and just clean this. There we go. And then the instructions for this part is to pop this up using the dimensionals. I am going to use mini dimensionals, so I don't have to be so careful about the edges here if I use the big ones that they sent along. It's nice. I like having the choice of mini versus regular dimensionals to do this. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Dawn Marie. All right, and then I'm just going to put this right there to finish our card. That was so simple, you guys, but isn't this pretty? Perfect spring card. All right, so we've got one down. Slide that up. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the next one. So I already, like I said, have the sentiment already mounted there. Okay, I'm going to switch this to the second set of instructions. So we've got the instructions of stamping. Why don't I do it in the reverse this time? I'll do my stamping first. So we've got a banner that we're going to be stamping on. And I'm going to get back my ink pad here. And let's see, this one is To an Incredible Woman. I have a lot of people I could send this one to. All right. Let's go ahead and center that. Great. Just wash it off right away. Now, if you're making all these cards, I would just line up the three things, you know, the three labels, and do that all at the same time. All right, then this is a lot about getting all of those adhesive dots on all of these beautiful die cuts again. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those off. I love the window frame that we have on this one with the gold foil again, as I tried to just move these all off of here. Okay. Make my crease there. Okay. There, let's go ahead and take all of these off. And you know what, while I'm doing this, I just want to remind you, I think I said that if you are looking to get a catalog and you need a demonstrator, you can send your mailing address to me at Traci, T-R-A-C-I, at plumcrazystamping.com. And I will be ordering those catalogs starting tomorrow. So I would expect they'll be here in the middle of April, so I can get them to you by the beginning of May, when we can start ordering out of that new catalog. So, and if you have any questions about that, don't, you know, don't hesitate to ask. And then, let's see, hi Doris, hi Diane. And the videos, I see that Diane is writing that she missed some of the videos from last week. Last week, I actually did 6 videos on Facebook Live. I did Monday through Thursday. Friday, we had severe weather. So on Saturday morning at 10 a.m., I ended up doing 2 of the broadcasts at the same time. And it's all about how to make the most of a Stampin' Up! Product suite. And I used Fancy Flora as an example. And I had made cards using all different parts of that suite. And so it's a way to get the most for your money when you buy a suite from Stampin' Up! So if you have the Fancy Flora suite or bundles, you'll have all kinds of ideas on what you can make. If you have other suites, you can use all those same ideas and the card designs to create cards. And I want to let you know that there still is the bonus through this week. If you buy the Fancy Flora suite, I'll send you 12 free color-coordinated card bases that match the Designer Series paper of that suite, plus a $5 coupon that you can use during April for either additional Stampin' Up! Product or registration for my online class, which will be coming out, and I'll actually be doing live next Tuesday. So if you have questions related to that, let me know. All right, let's go ahead and put together the greenery for this one. So let's see here. This one has got, oh, I love the Orchid Oasis in here with the Positively Pink. And I'm going to place this, let's see here. And then there is just the green by itself. Okay. And then this tall one that goes more in the middle. And we have the beautiful pot here in Orchid Oasis to put on the ledge. And then a little white pot right next to it with a lower, let's see here. I want to tuck a little behind and a little above. There we go. And then I'm going to put my dimensionals on here again. Hi, Betty. Oh my gosh, 72 degrees in Indianapolis. Good for you. And Betty Rose knows on. Hello, hello. All right. Let's go ahead and take these pieces of adhesive off. So this pot in this window would be perfect in your house, Betty, with the beautiful weather. I'm still waiting for that to pop here in Wisconsin. Believe it or not, we're going to have severe weather again tomorrow night. Sounds like it could affect quite a path across a number of states here in the Midwest. So, good thing we're not planning on having to do a broadcast tomorrow. I won't be back on until Wednesday, and hopefully by then our weather will have settled down. All right, so we've got another one of our cards here. I just think they are so cheery. All right, let's go ahead and look at our third card here. So if you have the projects and you're doing this along with me, I'm sure it's kind of hard to keep up because of all of the little adhesive dots you need to put on and all of that. So just know that it's probably something you want to do while you're listening to something or watching a show. Would be a great time to put all of these little adhesive dots on something. And then you could just put it together when you can pay attention. I found a new radio station that did all hits from the 80s. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. So Sunday afternoon, when I was getting ready with all of this and prepping this, I decided to listen to that. It was so delightful to just listen to the 80s music. Now you know how old I am, but anyway, it was great fun. I really enjoyed it. Let me go ahead and I'm going to take the adhesive dots off of here. Hi, Sue. I love the colors in this as well. They are just very pretty. It's interesting. I had picked Fresh Freesia and Orchid Oasis to do the project last Monday, and they're in this kit. So, yeah, it was something I would have chosen, and to have it actually be in this kit's really been nice. All right, we're going to do a landscape card this time. So I've got that part. Now I'm going to take these little, I need my take your pick tool to get the pieces of adhesive off of here. Of these little ones that are going to go underneath that popped up sentiment label. So have you gotten all your Easter cards, or are you working on spring cards? I am doing just very few of them, but I do have them started. And actually, the other card that I'm going to be showing you in just a minute, I actually decided to do the same design on a gift bag for one of my friends because it works so well even for Easter. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to put one of these down underneath here and let it come up over the top a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to do one of these on the bottom. Kind of poking out the same way. There we go. All right, now I need to take, let's see here. I need to take this larger one that has multiple little pieces of adhesive off of here. Dawn, I'm glad you love music when you're stamping. Me too. Sometimes I sit in here and it's quiet and I'm like, what am I doing? Why didn't I turn something on? So, and when I don't necessarily, except if I'm doing like one of these things where I'm putting all the little adhesive dots on something or whatever, I don't like to watch, you know, like a new movie or a show that I really don't know what's going on, because then I can't pay attention to what I'm doing unless what I'm doing is really routine. So if I'm cutting, you know, all the same size paper cuts for something that I'm making multiples, that's fine. But if I'm designing, then I do have to have it quiet or I forget what I'm doing. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to put this kind of right in the center here. Okay. So we've got that. And then I need my, this one looks like a white ceramic pot to put under here. You know, if you didn't like the white, you could brush a little color on here, any color you wanted, with a little sponge dauber. I didn't take the time to do it, but you could do it on these as you go along. So let's just have this be on here. There we go. And then look at the beautiful, I have to take all of the adhesive pieces, but isn't that gorgeous? I love that they're using the foil on here, and the size of this word I really like, that it's a nice large happy. And the stamp that is happy for the free set that we got is also very large. So I don't have a stamp like that in my collection. So it's really a great addition, and I'm going to be able to find a lot of uses for it. Because I have a lot of different stamps that say, you know, happy and birthday separately, but I don't have a happy like this. So, great addition. All right, now I'm going to put this across here. And then we need to stamp our birthday right on this little label. So let me just get my ink pad back here. And this is one of those very fine fonts again, so I want to make sure I don't get anything on the edges. Okay, and right in the center. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and close this for right now. Okay, and let's put some mini dimensionals on here again so that we can put it on the front of our card. Because this is the second part of the happy birthday. there we go. So there is card number 3. Now, I would love to get that in the mail for my birthday. So happy. All right, so we've got those done. Now we're going to go to a third project using the stamps that we got free as a part of our celebration for the 10-year anniversary. So let me just kind of get these things out of the way. I've got covers of all those pieces of adhesive all over the place here. All right, got that out of the way. Now I'm actually going to go ahead, and in the kit this time they showed us, you know, this idea for using the new stamp set that they provided to us. So I'm using this as my inspiration. I did not use the parts of the kit to put in here. I actually stamped everything, so we're going to go with that. And let's see here, we're going to use some different projects. So here's actually the card that we're going to make today. Okay, so we'll set this off to the side for right now, and let me get my tools in line. All right, and I have a couple of stamps I need to get on the adhesive blocks. I don't put that on in advance except for right before I do this, because they get very difficult to get off if you leave them on longer than just the time that you're stamping. So just a reminder about that. So we've got this happy, okay, and we've got some little pebbles that we're going to put onto the pot that we're doing. So I'm going to get that on this stamp. There we go. And we've got our anniversary stamp here. This is an anniversary card I'm going to make. There we go. Let's see. Going to be using some different sprigs to make the background of our card. And we've got the star of the show here, this beautiful pot full of lilies. So these are the lilies. And you can tell my stamps right now are a little stained because I used Stays-On ink. And I figured out I'm out of my Stays-On cleaner. You need special cleaner to get that off of your stamps, so I'll be having to order that. It doesn't hurt your stamps, but it does stain them. And this is because I'm doing watercoloring today, so I needed to use some different ink. So that's why we are going to use the Stays-On Jet Black. I have one more leaf for our background here that I need to get on my block. Okay, there we go. So we're going to be using a lot of different colors here. All right, there we go with all of that. So let's get started with the card base first. So this is crumb cake, 8.5 by 5.5, and I'm scoring it at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to use my bone folder here. There we go. All right, and now these are photopolymer stamps, so I am going to use my Pierce mat as I create my background. So let's see, I'm going to first use this sprig from the additional stamp set, and I'm going to do crumb cake on crumb cake to make part of this background. So we'll just ink this up, and I'm just going to go all over this background, and I'm going to turn my stamp as I go so that it doesn't look linear at all. I want it to look random. So nothing right or wrong, just, you know, go to town. All right, so then I want to make another part of my background. So I'm going to go with another sprig. This was in the original stamp set, and I'm actually going to do that one in Garden Green. But I don't want it as dark. I'm going to have that be a little lighter, so I'm going to stamp off for this one. So let me just slide this over a little bit, okay? And I'm just going to do the same thing, except stamp off and then stamp it. I want the soft suede just standing out a little bit more, but I didn't want that to be my only color. Oh boy, stuck my finger right in the ink. Okay, I want this one going this way. Now I could have used a lighter green if I wanted to, but I like the garden green color here. And I don't have to do as much in the middle because I am going to be obviously covering this up, a portion of it. All right. There, I think that's pretty good. One spot here. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to clean that up. And close my pad here. Okay. Now I have two different colors I've cut out here. So this one is Sahara Sand. So just another, neutral. And the card had showed using decal rectangles. Well, I don't have the decal rectangles. Then this is Shimmer White. No, wait, I'm sorry. This is the Watercolor Fluid 100 paper. It will handle me using water and not pill up. So that's why I'm using the watercolor paper. Now, if you wanted to and you don't mind things being real linear, you could use this. But I liked the softer idea of decal. edges. So I actually, oh my gosh, you guys, it's been so long, but I have these old Fisker scissors, and this is my decal Fisker scissors, and so I decided that I was going to use my scissors to make my decal edges. I don't know, does anybody else have these Fisker scissors that have all different kinds of borders you can make with them? I'd be interested. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to go just right along the edge to make this decal. Like I said, you wouldn't have to do this, but I wanted to soften it up and look au natural, if that's the right way to say that. Okay. And then on these edges, where it kind of sticks out funny, I'm trimming those off to make it just a little more rounded. Okay. All right, so that is the background. And now I'm going to do the same with my watercolor paper. Once again, just right along the edge. I did cut these, so that was like, I think, a 1/4 inch difference. So the Sahara sand was a little bit bigger than my watercolor piece paper here. So let me just get these out of my way here. There we go. Took me a while to find that scissors when I was making this, but I finally found it. And let's see, yes, this is the way it opens. So then what I did is, you know, made this a little off center. So we'll not put this together right now. I'm going to set it aside while we do our watercolor painting here, after we do our stamping. So let's do our stays on stamping of our design here. Now the stays on pad, there's an extra layer of trying to keep this pad moist that you have to take off, and you need to keep that and put it back on there. And then I'm going to stamp this upside down. I like to take the ink to my larger stamps, and I can see what's happening then with inking it up. And because the stamp is stained, I need to just make sure I do a really good job getting that inked up, okay? And then I am using the Pierce mat because this is, you know, a photopolymer stamp. Make sure that I do press, because remember, watercolor paper's a little more textured, so not smooth. And make sure that I get this image all down. I don't have this on the Stamparatus. The other day when I did it and I picked it up, I'm like, wow, I wish I had this on the Stamparatus. Okay, so we've got our image. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and do the same thing here with the pot. All right, I'm going to put that. Okay, got that. And I'm going to close this up right away, making sure I put that plastic piece back over the ink pad itself, and I always store that upside down. Okay, so I have the image that I'm going to watercolor here. Now I just need a couple of stamps to, or I'm sorry, the stamp that I want to put in my ink pad here to get some ink to watercolor. So I'm using my just an ink pad and actually just putting it into getting some ink on my block here, my acrylic block. I'll just set this off to the side in case I need a little more. I'm going to use my aqua painter. Now they come in 3 sizes. I am using the, I believe this is the middle one. And I have this filled with water, and there's an area on it that says push, where you can actually get more water to come out. And I'm just going to do a couple of drops of water by pushing gently on here and have it drip onto the acrylic block. Okay, so I've got 2 drops. That is plenty, because I want to pick up the ink and then just start filling in the pot here. And I'm just lightly pressing the brush along here and then trying to make sure that I smooth it out. I am going to do a little shading, but not quite yet. Okay, so now I want to do some shading around the edges of the pot. So I'm going to try to go into a little part of the block where I have the ink where there's not as much water, so I get a little more color. And then I'm just going to go over those parts of this pot where I want to do a little shading around the edges. And a little bit at the top here. And if you want to add a little more, character, you can kind of have some little different areas that have a little bit darker spots to them, kind of age your pot a little bit. Okay. So when you're satisfied that you've got the right amount of shading, then I'm going to go ahead and wipe this block off. All right, we've got our brown. Now I'm going to take some paper towel and press this to get a little water to come down, and then just wipe this until there's no color coming off it, and then I'll check it on my paper here, and there's no more soft suede on there. And then I want to dry off my block. Okay, I think I'll use the bigger block, so let that go. Now I'm going to do the green, so I'm going to go back to Garden Green. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on one of my blocks here. Okay. Now you can use your re-inkers and just put dots of ink down as well. I'll leave that out for a minute. Either way works. So today I'm doing it this way. Other days I do it another way. But I'm going to get my drops of water on here. Mix it up. and then go into the leaves. And I just want to make a light, at this point, you know, brushing of it first. And then I'm going to come back and do shading in the leaves, just like I wanted to on the pots. You know, this is another way to, this image would really be pretty to be able to do with our Stampin' Blends too. But then obviously I would just do it on my regular cardstock, because our smooth cardstock really does a nice job when you're using our blends, the alcohol markers. But I wanted this to look different, and that's why I'm using like the crumb cake cardstock. A little more rustic. Now I am trying to stay within the lines. You could do this in a very broad brush and make colors. So that's just another technique. So it's all up to what you're feeling like. All right, so now I'm going to go into where I have more ink, not as much water, so that I can pick up some darker green. And I'm going to put that on the base of the leaves here. I'm going to do it on one side of the leaf here. The base again. Just trying to have it look a little bit, you know, different on one side or on one part of the leaf. These are pretty small leaves, so it won't be anything real drastic, but might be able to see some different tones in it. And those same places, if you do it again, obviously, will help it to stand out just a little bit more. Okay, so kind of just put it up so you can kind of see how that's going. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing I did before with a piece of paper towel. And I want to get the most of this green off when I have the paper towel here. Okay, and then I can kind of test. Did I get it all off of there? Okay, that's good. So we'll clean up our block again. I have other thinner blocks, but I like using these thicker blocks. Otherwise I get my hands in it. I still got some on me, but just a little bit. All right, and I decided I'm going to do the flowers 3 different colors. So I'm going to start with Fresh Freesia, and I want to do like kind of that is the background and the main color of our flowers. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a little water on here again. Okay. And I'm just going to start on the petals here, and it's really pretty light. There, that's a little better. I just want the light color on here because I'm going to accent it with Orchid Oasis and a little bit of that polished pink. Ooh, I missed some leaves. All right. Well, we'll catch them in a little bit. So I'm not going all the way to the edge because I really want the Orchid Oasis to be that color there. So leaving some of it white. Okay. Change over the color here. Okay. Now we'll go ahead with our Orchid Oasis. Whew, that one we don't have to worry about. And I'm just trying to hit the edges of this. Because I don't want to cover up all of the fresh freesia. But then where it overlaps, it does make a very nice looking purple. Okay. And just a little bit on the big one here. Because I do want to have the pink also have some of the punch here. Okay, that's enough for that one. Now you could just go with those two colors, but I really thought the polished pink, and also that's what I'm going to put the sentiment on here in. So that's why I'm going that direction. Okay. I should have dug out my extra blocks. I could have put all the colors on it and just cleaned it up later. Thank you for your patience with me. Okay, let's now put a little bit of this polished pink, which is darker. Okay. Okay, I'm going to need to fix my green, so let me just do that quick, and then we're going to finish our stamping. Okay. So let me just grab that. Hi, Florence. Okay, so let's just get our leaves right here that I missed. Okay. Perfect. All right, and I will take care of that after we're done. Okay, let's go ahead and finish our stamping on here. So I have these little pebbles for the top of the pot. Which adds a little bit. And then to have, let's see here, stamping our happy out of the Orchid Oasis. Right. And then I've already got our anniversary actually stamped here. So I'll just cut that banner, and I think, let me just grab the I thought I had my happy cut out, but I don't see it. So we'll fussy cut this quick and cut our anniversary. So when I make one sentiment, then I will cut more to save time. Okay, so we've got our anniversary, and now the thing with this happy is to fussy cut it. And remember, when we fussy cut, we move the paper, not the scissors. Sometimes I just cut off the edge like that just to get some paper out of my way as I continue to cut around the sentiment. Just makes it a little bit more manageable. And you know, you can decide to go in and out of these letters or to cut straight across. You know, it really is up to how you like to do it. Trying to get around that H. All right, there we go. Okay. Now we're ready to just put our card together here. Let's get this out of our way and bring our card base back. I'm just going to glue this onto the base. At an angle. And then this is going to get popped up with the larger dimensionals. And I'm going to kind of put this on here straight. Okay. And then I want mini dimensionals behind the happy. Oops, I'm going to need those for my anniversary. Let me just get this out of the way here. I want to put this across there, and we'll put a few minis on this sentiment. And we have our happy anniversary. So on the inside, I would mount the Sahara sand just to lighten it up a little bit, and you could put a flower on there as well. So that is the alternative project for our cards. Let's see here. Hopefully you can see them all. Anyway, thanks, Rosemary. Thank you, Sue. Any comments? Oh, Betty, thank you. Yeah, it can take a long time to do that watercoloring. You know, the ink spots and using a really big block, had I had it to do over again, would have probably saved some time. So I thank you all very much for your patience. Once again, this was our Paper Pumpkin March 2023 kit. I'll go ahead and flip this around and say thanks a lot for joining me tonight for our Paper Pumpkin workshop. If you're interested in exploring and or ordering Paper Pumpkin for yourself, don't hesitate to contact me at Traci, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. I would encourage you to share this video with your family and friends so that they can find out about Paper Pumpkin too. I'll be back on live on Wednesday evening with a really fun lighthouse project for you. So anyway, happy stamping, friends, and have a great night. Bye-bye.